Well, well, it's been a while. I don't even remember the last time I did one of these. I think I have one other one recorded, but it's only one episode. This one's going to be way long. Yeah, I don't even know when I did the last one of this, so I don't want to give a time of like 2 weeks or whatever, but it's March 24th. I don't even know if I've done one in March. I don't think I've even done one in March. That's kind of sad. It's March 24th. It's 6:42 p.m., as you can probably tell. It's daylight. Yeah, it's been a lot. I feel like I haven't even been even that busy. It's just very so much, like, not even a lot, like, not doing a lot, but just feeling, like, overwhelmed, I guess. I'm not even feeling overwhelmed. That's actually a lie. Not feeling overwhelmed. Just can't seem to find the time to record one of these. But I think that might be changing. I'm not sure. This one's probably going to be a longer one. But first, running update, because this is supposed to be running channel when I created this. I don't even know what's going on anymore, really. But yeah, running update. I've been PRing like every meet, except like one league meet where I wasn't trying that hard. So now I have the 9th fastest 800 time with a 158.61 at my school, which is crazy. I did not think I could run that fast. And then I have the 4th fastest mile time, or 1600 time, that I just ran 2 days ago with a 420.97, 300ths away from meeting the qualification for the Arcadia Invitational, which hopefully they let me in because I'm 3/100ths faster than that time, but they say that time is a recommended time, so we'll see. Hope to get in. The entries are in. Hopefully they'll let me in. And number 5 tied all-time in the 3200, which I might have said last time. I don't know how long it's been. Yeah, number 5 all-time for the 3200. That should be dropping down. I should be going up to, like, 2nd soon. Hopefully. That's where the running is. So much has happened, over these past, weeks. Like, not even stuff that important, but just a bunch of small things that are kind of, building on each other. Not even, pressure things. I just feel like college is sooner than I expected. Like, my friends who are a year above me are like, oh yeah, I'm getting housing. Like, they're telling me to get housing, or put an application in for housing for college. I'm going, oh my gosh, that's going to be me next year. It's actually kind of crazy. It's just crazy that I'll be there in a year. Like, I feel like freshman year was just yesterday. And now I'm, almost done with my junior year, which is insane. And I was just kind of, I feel like I haven't really been, happy. I haven't been overjoyed with anything. I've been, in a good mood, but I haven't really been, I look forward to doing this today, or I look forward to this, or it's just, I got this homework to do, I'm falling behind, maybe. Not even falling behind, but just, my teacher left on maternity leave, and she had her baby, 3 days later, which is kind of crazy. So, good for her. Congratulations! But now we're dealing with a substitute who's kind of just saying, watch this video and take notes on, one of the biggest units in the class, and so that kind of sucks. But, jeez. It's so, stuff like that, just kind of, stuff I knew was coming, but it's sooner than I expected. I was not expecting stuff to hit, so suddenly. And I've been getting faster, and I'm like, yes, I look forward to racing. That's the one thing I look forward to is racing. And then I raced, and I ran a 420 mile, and then 4 hours later I ran a 422 mile in a relay and made up 100 meters worth of ground and almost caught one of the fastest teams in the nation on my mile leg of that race, that was actually really fun to try and catch somebody who was so far in front of you. That's how I got this shirt. Yeah, please make fun of the shirt. Apparently it looks really stupid. This is supposed to say Fiesta. I'm not really sure. I guess that can be Fiesta, but if you show like the whole thing, like the F goes out here, and you think it's like a J. So, I don't really know. I don't know who designed these shirts. Last year's shirts were better, but I didn't get one because I wasn't fast enough. Anyway, yeah, make fun of the shirts. Drop a negative comment. You know, if you're feeling so bad, just drop a negative comment. Maybe you'll feel better. Yeah, so stuff like that's been happening, and then I've been looking forward to racing, and then I raced, and I'm like, yes. And I woke up the next morning, and I say, yeah, like, let's go home. And then I almost died. Like, genuinely, I almost died. Like, so I'm allergic to basically every food on the planet, somehow. It used to be worse because I used to be allergic to gluten as well, but then I got over that one. So now I'm just allergic to eggs, dairy, nuts, and mango. I know, such a short list. And I've went to all of these hotels for track meets, and I've had the sausage. Like, they have sausage patties, and they have potatoes, and that's typically my breakfast there. I should have known because... so dumb. Because it says veggie sausage, which is typically like from this brand Morningstar, and they put eggs and dairy in it, even though it's like plant-based. And I just didn't think about it. And so I tried it, and then like 10 minutes later, my throat starts to close up, so then I'm like, okay, step 1, take Benadryl. This is how it works through my mind. I say, step 1, take Benadryl. Take the Benadryl. Then I instantly throw it up. So I'm like, okay, that didn't work. Now I tell my coach. So I go to tell my coach, and then I say, here's the situation, here's what I'm going to do next. Step 3. That doing next part is using an EpiPen, which basically gives you a whole bunch of adrenaline. And I've done this before, but it's typically been in a hospital. So I'm like, okay, this is going to hurt a lot. And so it's this giant, like, it's like this big, and it's just like it's just like something like this, and you just jam it just into your leg, into like the side of your thigh, and it hurts. You have to hold it for like 10 seconds, and it just feels like somebody's punching you, and like a needle, like in one specific point, and it's just like punch for like 10 seconds. So I did that, and then I'm like, okay, things should calm down now. I'm already feeling a little better. I go downstairs, and then I tell my mom what happened. What was that, step 3? So step 4 is telling my mom what happened once I go down. And she says, okay, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital. Like, I don't need to go to the hospital. And then, like, 5 minutes later, it gets worse, which has never happened to me before. Normally, an EpiPen knocks it out. But I've had one time where it hasn't, and they've given me a second one, and then it works. At the hospital where I used to have them a little bit more than usual. So I'm like, okay, it's not working. Yeah, we need to go to the hospital. So I'm driving with a team. Like, I'm driving with like 6 other people on my team. And I'm like, they need to get home. Like, I'm going to be okay. Because at this point, I'm like, I've done this before. Like, it's going to be okay. So I'm like, you guys, like, go home. And so I tell my coach, I'm like, hey, we need to go to the hospital. But, like, do you have enough seats in your car to take people home? And then another parent can drive me. And he's like, don't worry about that. And I'm like, no, just go home. Like, I'm going to be okay. And then I get really hot all of a sudden and itchy. And I'm like, this hasn't happened before. Like, it's happened, but not at that level. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we need to go now. So then we leave the door, or we leave the place. And I'm like, okay. I'm going, okay. Like, how do I get myself into control? So I'm like trying to get myself into control. So I say like the most logical sentence ever. Like, I say, I am in control of my motor functions as I'm walking to the car. I'm going, like, trying to get myself into control of my body. And so I'm like, okay, we're gonna get to the hospital soon. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the car and it's hot. I'm like, okay, I just need air. So I have the air going on me, and then my mom calls and she says, "How's it going?" I'm like, "It's worse. It's pretty bad. We're on the way to the hospital." And at this point, we're like 2 minutes away from the hospital. So I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, we're going to the hospital." And she says, "Take another EpiPen." And I say, "But we're almost at the hospital." And she's like, "Do it." So I said, "Fine." So I did it in the car. And to do this, you have to put it in the side of your leg. So you have to pull your pants down. So I pull my pants down. I put the second one into my other leg. So now, like, each of my legs are sore. And then... So now each of my legs are sore, and then my mom goes, "Give the phone to this guy." So I'm like, okay, so I throw it over there, and it, like, hits a chair, and I'm like, great, now my new phone is broken, because I got a new phone, which I didn't mention. I got a new phone because my other phone broke. Other thing that's being stressful. And then, I'm like, oh, great, now my phone is broken for sure. So then I go, and I'm like, okay, we're almost there at the hospital. So I give myself the EpiPen, and then we take the corner into the parking lot, and I'm like, yes, we made it. And for some reason that was like, okay, you can barf now. So then I just, I felt, I'm like, uh-oh, and I was just, like, barfing in the car. So then I roll down the window, and then I'm going out the window, but there's already, like, some in the car, and I just feel so bad. I'm like, no, I didn't roll the window down in time. So now I'm, like, barfing, and we're still going, like, 10 miles an hour, so there's probably just a trail. There's probably just a trail that's going, and I'm like, oh my god, and by this point my throat was really closed, because that's what happens is your throat closes up, and if you don't get treatment for it, then you, like, stop breathing and die. And it had never been this bad before. I've never had an allergic reaction like this. It's never been this bad. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And then we get to the hospital, and then we, like, park in the circle, and I'm like, yes, we made it. And then I'm like, okay, now I just have to get out and go in. So I open the door, and then I just, like, pass out. I don't know if I, like, passed out or if I was just super tired, but I was, like, leaning over. I was literally, like, leaning over like this. And then I was like, oh, the seatbelt's still on. So I was here for like 10 seconds, but it just felt like 1 second. Like, I don't know if I fell asleep. So I'm leaning over, and then I'm like, oh, I have to get up. So I, like, unbuckle the seatbelt, and then I'm, like, really limp. I just have, like, no energy. So I grab onto the handle of the door, and I'm like, okay. And then I realized, like, why is the door handle wet? And there's just a pool of my vomit in the door handle. So I'm like, well, that's great. So then I, like, stumble out of the car, almost falling onto my face because I'm, like, so weak, and I, like, can't really breathe. Like, I have to struggle to breathe. Like, I feel like I'm on the top of Mount Everest or something. So I'm, like, like, I think that's probably why I, like, passed out or something, because I just wasn't breathing. And so then I'm like, okay, I made it. So I stand up, and then I just throw up. So I'm, like, throwing up until I get to the door, and they didn't know if I could walk, so this guy comes out with a wheelchair, and he's, like, the calmest dude ever. He's, like, walking out with a wheelchair, and he's just, like, taking a stroll. Like, I don't know, I've never seen someone walk more leisurely in my life. He's just walking, and he has, like, 2 of them for some reason. I don't know why I had 2 of them. But he's walking out, and he's just like, la 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 la, and so I'm like, okay, screw this guy, so I go inside. And my parents aren't here. My parents are home. So I'm just with this, like, my teammate's mom, and she almost started throwing hands because I walk into the place, and they say, I think I said, my memory's off, but I think I said something like, I'm having an allergic reaction. It's hard to breathe. Like, I can't breathe. Like, I've already used 2 EpiPens. I need to be seen immediately. And then they're like, take a seat, we'll be with you when you can. As I'm literally dying over here, I've just thrown up for like 2.5 minutes. I've used 2 EpiPens, which is not normal, and neither of them have worked. So I'm like, okay, this is stupid. And then my friend's mom almost started throwing hands, and she was like, he needs to be seen right now. He needs to be seen now because he's done this, and it's a severe allergic reaction. And they're like, go sit down. So I'm like, I'm sitting down. So then I sit down, and I think I pass out again. Because I'm just, like, sitting, and then they just say, like, Brayden, and then I just go, huh? Because I'm so loopy, and I don't remember walking to, like, the room where they treated me. I just remember being there, which is weird. I just remember being there, and I remember they gave me, like, a blue bag to throw up in. I filled that thing up in, like, 30 seconds. It was bad. And it's not like a small bag like this. It's like this big. It's like a tube that's like this big. Probably like 2 of these. Something like that. Um, it was so now I'm like in this place and I'm throwing up, and they're like, we need to put an IV in your arm. So they put the IV in, and then I'm throwing up. So I'm like holding this bag, and they say, hold it with your other hand, and I couldn't do it. So I went to put it down. I couldn't move my left arm. I genuinely could not move my left arm. So I'm like, somebody else hold it. So then they hit the IVs in, and they put like 7 different syringes. They go like one at a time. They just go, and then they put another one. They go, and they do it like 7 times. And there's like all Benadryl and Peptic and stuff, which is like Benadryl, like it's supposed to help with that, and then Pepsid or something is like supposed to help the nausea and like the vomiting. And I don't know what the other stuff was. And then they're like, we're going to put a mask on you. It's just oxygen. So they put it on me. I didn't know that this was like essentially 2 more EpiPens that they were just having me breathe in. So now each EpiPen is like 0.03 milligrams or whatever it's measured in. It's 0.03. 0.15 is what they use to like, when somebody's heart stops, that's what they use to try to like wake them up. So that's like a crazy 0.15 is insane. I had 0.12 in me right now. So and this is just straight adrenaline. So they've given me basically enough adrenaline to wake up somebody who literally just actually died. And I'm not dead. I'm just like dying. And so I'm throwing up, and I'm thinking, this is how I die. They've given me so much epinephrine, which is an EpiPen, and I'm like, they've given me so much of this stuff, and it's not helping, so they're either going to give so much of this that, like, I basically go insane, and I just, like, my heart goes crazy, and I have a heart attack, or they, like, don't give me anything, and I just throw up, like, my intestine. So, like, okay, so that's fun. And so I'm like, I've always thought, like, since I read Harry Potter, I'm like, yeah, death is but the next great adventure. That's a quote. I'm like, cool. Death is but the next great adventure. I'm like, I'm prepared for death or whatever, and I'm like, it would be cool to go on to the next great adventure. And I wasn't like mad that I was going to go on the next great adventure. I was just mad that it was so freaking painful. I was expecting like, yeah, I'll be like on my deathbed or whatever and just be like, yeah, goodbye or something. No, I was like throwing up, and I'm like, this isn't painful, it's just a hassle. And I'm like, I'm literally going to die. Like, really? Like, really? Death can't be more comfortable than this? I'm like, at least if I get shot, it's just, like, over immediately. So I'm like, this is, like, I don't like this. You know, this is messed up. I'm like, this death is messed up, guys. And so, and then I just remember, like, breathing in this mask for a little bit, and then I remember just, like, being super sleepy. I don't remember anything, like, thinking I'm gonna die. I don't know if I fell asleep or what, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna die. And then I just remember being sleepy. And then I'm just like, I'm okay. And I'm super loopy, but I still have this adrenaline stuff in me, which is, like I said, enough to wake somebody who literally actually died. And so I'm like, I gotta let my teammates know that I'm okay. So my teammate's mom FaceTimes them, and then I hold the phone. But if I held my hand out, and it was literally shaking like this. Like, I held the phone, like, on my leg, so it was, like, stable. So then I had, like, my hand here, so I was showing them, like, guys, I'm really shaky. So then I picked up the phone with my shaky hand, so then it was, like, the camera was moving, like this. Like, it was literally just, like, moving like this as I'm FaceTiming them because I was so shaky. And so I'm, like, oh my god. And I remember being like, I'm in control now, guys, I'm okay. Like, it's alright, guys, I'm good. Like, thank you or whatever. But then they said I was like laughing the whole time, and I was just like, because I had so much meds in me. But I remember like on the FaceTime being like, yeah, guys, I'm okay, we're good, like I'm totally in control. But apparently I was not in control, so I was just like sleepy as heck. And I know that I was sleepy as heck because I wanted to sleep, but I didn't go to sleep because I thought, well, they're gonna need to monitor my conditions, and I don't really want to be asleep. So. But then I remember, like, my teammate's mom would, like, ask me a question, and I would just be for, like, half a minute, and then I'd be like, oh, yeah, uh-huh, or whatever, and they'd be like, you're tired, right? And I'm like, yeah, and they're like, you can sleep, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go to sleep. So, as my mom has been driving down for, like, an hour now, this literally felt like I was in this hospital for like 10 minutes max because I was so tired, and it just felt like time was moving, like time wasn't moving, it was just jumping. It was jumping like every 15 minutes. So it was like 1 second was like 15 minutes, which was really weird. Maybe like a minute was 15 minutes. But it was like really slow, and I'm like, hey, I feel better now. And I was like, okay. And then my mom got there and then drove away. But after, I didn't go to sleep. Like, they kept telling me, go to sleep. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to sleep. I don't want to ruin my sleep schedule. I didn't want to ruin my sleep schedule. So I went to sleep at a normal time. But I remember thinking, like, I almost died. Like, I got home and I'm like, dude, I literally almost died. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. I'm like, I can't stop saying it. I almost died. Like, my reaction has never been that bad. It's been like they give me an EpiPen or two, and then I get better. I almost died this time. Insane. Absolutely insane. And then we drove home, I had some food, and I was good. And then this morning and that night, I was just kind of like, you know, like, I got a new pep in my step. And today I've been super just interested in everything. Like, it's been like, I've had such a positivity because I'm like, it's not so much of, I don't know when I'm gonna go, you know? It's not so much that, it's just like, it gave me a look of, life is really fun. Like, not so much of, like, don't waste your time, but just more of like, I never realized all of this. Like, this is just like a beautiful day or whatever, and just super energetic. Yeah, and so I'm in a spot where I'm just like, yeah, I feel really good. I feel basically amazing. I feel 100% better. Well, 99% better. My nose is still a little congested, but I'm pretty much all better. And my look on life has changed. It's so much more positive now. And I'm like, I used to be super concerned of, oh, people think this of me, or people think that of me. And now I'm just like, I'm gonna be me, and being me is weird. I'm doing this. I've been talking for 22 and a half minutes. None of you are still here, but I've been talking. And people make fun of me for this, and now I don't care anymore. I used to say I didn't care, but I really did care. And now I really don't care because it's me. This is me. I've been twiddling with the Sharpie for 20 minutes now. Yeah. You know what? This is a long video enough. My phone broke in physics. I think that this was like the turning point, I think, where everything just went downhill. So I had my phone. This is a new phone. This is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. I had a flip phone, you remember. I was using it as a calculator. I put it down on my desk in physics class. We did this lab where we had like a spring. You know how you have a spring, kind of like this, right? You have a spring and you let it go and it goes like that, but it will go like down and up again. So that's what we were doing. We were trying to figure out like how like strong is the spring. Will it go up and down like this, or will it go like up and down like that? So that's what we were trying to figure out. So we attached this 200-gram mass to the end of this, and it just like hooked on. But it didn't tell us how far down to pull it because we were creating the procedure for the lab. So I just said, yeah, here looks good. I let it go. It comes up to the top, and it's about to go back down. So this starts to go back down, but because the mass is already going up, it comes off of the spring. It unhooks from the spring, drops 1.5 feet, and lands on my phone, and it breaks my phone screen. And I did the calculations, and it became like 3 pounds of force isolated in one tiny spot. Like one tiny spot on my phone, which the tech guy, after I got my new phone, said, yeah, that would have happened to any phone. So now I have a new phone, which is cool. I'm back to Apple now. I got so tired of people telling me, like, you have an Android, you have an Android. And I'm just like, I don't really want to fight it. Like, I still don't support it, but I don't want to, like, fight it, so I'll, like, whatever, it's fine. So, that's what's been going on, I guess. I just keep thinking, like, I actually almost died. Like, isn't that crazy? like, and I remember thinking, because this was all from eating a sausage, they, I remember when I was thinking I was going to die, I was thinking of how annoying it was that it was, like, taking this long, and this kind of just annoyance of, do I have to keep throwing up? And I was annoyed. I was saying, really? Like, I was having one of the most promising starts to a junior high school season of track and field we'd have ever seen at my school, and I'm gonna be taken out by a fake sausage. I was like, really? So, anyway, 25 minutes. God. That's a long time. I'm sorry. But that happened, so I had to talk about it. Yeah, hopefully I'll be doing more of these because I'm living life better. Oh, and I watched The Truman Show. Go watch it. So, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.